All right. Tim is the third studio album released by the late Avicii. Taken way too early. Way too early. I remember when Avicii started getting really popular, I don't think I climbed on board immediately, but I did begin to enjoy a lot of the singles. That's what a majority of his first hits really were. They were just singles. They weren't really part of his albums. But gradually, his music overtook me, and I realized, wow, he's really influencing a lot of other artists out there. So I decided to follow more of him, and it's been fun. And then, unfortunately, he had passed on from a unfortunate incident situation. And some of this music that we have here is technically his music. It did need to be completed to a degree by some of his friends, colleagues, but it was done, in my mind, with very, very good intentions. It wasn't just a cash grab that I can kind of just feel. And I'm happy to be able to talk about what I love about this album. And there are some things I'm going to nitpick, but I'm also trying to be careful about that because I don't have a full idea of what's like the percentage of what is his and what needed to just be completed. So I am going to talk about things that I like and some things that I don't. But as a whole, I really want to just pay tribute to Avicii, say I love your music, and there's some songs on here that I do think are great. So let's talk about those first. Very first two songs, Peace of Mind. Not only does this one have a good beat, but it also seems like it's kind of getting us in the mood, lyrically as well, to be able to understand what is kind of, I guess, a theme for the album, and also to get us to understand this is where we're going to take the journey to be able to commemorate Avicii. Then the second single, named Heaven, which happens to feature Chris Martin from Coldplay. This one I like. I hope this one I will hear on the radio more often because it just works, and I'm dying to have some good singles on the radio right now. Then there were a few other songs that I liked, but it took me a while to like them. I was listening to them at first, and then I had to re-listen to them, and it's not like I disliked them at first, I just wasn't hooked. So that's another reason why I listen to music more than once. A good song example of that is Hold the Line. Yeah, just kind of was odd for me at first, but it grows on me. And I like the feature and vocals that Arizona added to it. The same could be said for the song Never Leave Me, just kind of has a similar effect on me, but yeah, I enjoy it. Also, the last song, Fades Away, that one I felt like was very well made. I did feel like it lacked a little production quality. It's not like it's bad, it just feels like there was one other element that should have been added to it, but I think there are people who are going to enjoy that song. Now, the rest of the album I don't hate, but it isn't entirely something that I would care to listen to personally. Some great production here and there, some great creative ideas here and there. Most of it sounds very Avicii-ish oriented. Some of the features pay off, some of the others are, I don't know, I'm a little confused. One of the songs that I hear a lot of people talk about is Heart Upon My Sleeve that has Imagine Dragons on it. I do think that song is good. However, I don't know what is the percentage of, like, how much of it is an Avicii song and how much of it was Imagine Dragons adding their contribution to the song. Whatever was done, it works out well. However, it's a very odd thing for me. I felt like Dan was not the right vocalist for this song. It's a very odd thing for me to think because it sounds like the band and Avicii's production worked well, but I felt like I wanted a different vocalist for some reason. Kind of an odd thing. Most of this album, I would say, is based more on hope and trying to get people to understand, hey, we're going to honor Avicii's life and legacy, but also remember to live your life. It's not worth it to end it. It's much better to be able to live your life, bless others around you. There's always something brighter coming up, even if you can't see the horizon. I hope that's what other people are taking. That's what I took overall from this album. I'm sure there's other things, but that's kind of the center thing that I took from it. Whether I liked the song or I didn't like it, that was kind of the good message that I took from this album. And I'm actually surprised that I was able to feel that. Most of the time I feel like music these days isn't really trying to push a positive message, or it's just fun music, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that surprised me, but in a good way. So after having listened and reviewed this album, with production of 90%, creativity 83%, expression and lyrics 77%, I'm going to give this album a good. So although this very talented artist is no longer with us, we can appreciate his music, and please take the good in life and in music, make it positive. Take these influences for yourself, share them with others for the better. Please, we need to be able to help others feel the positive impacts of life. Be there for others to be able to overcome the hurdles that life has, because there always will be hurdles, no matter how big or small they are. Everyone goes through them. We all need someone to be able to turn to. And I hope that maybe my channel could be a route for some of you out there in that regard. That's why I try to have fun with this channel. And Avicii's made it possible for me to include some of his songs in my life to be able to have a good time. And I appreciate that. Blessings and prayers to your family, even though it's been about a year. I'm sure that they still feel your loss. We do, as your fans. And we'll try to make this world filled with great music. That similar to what you have been able to bless us with. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. And remember, if you want to discover, promote, and review the best in entertainment, remember to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff for this channel so you can get that yes in your life. See you next time.